Ghostwire Tokyo is a game which absolutely stole the show at Bethesda's E3 press conference this past year. The most standout aspect of this event, however, was the absolutely stunningly charismatic Ikumi Nakamura, who is the creative director and art director at Tango Gameworks. Tango Gameworks is, of course, the studio founded by the renowned Shinji Mikami, the man behind The Evil Within and The Evil Within 2, so the studio has quite the pedigree behind it. Not only that, but Nakamura has been Shinji Mikami's personal protege for years, and Ghostwire Tokyo was her big debut. This, of course, was her baby, her brainchild. She was clearly so excited to show off just how awesome and weird and spooky the game was set out to be. Unfortunately, however, it seems that things have taken a turn. For the worse, for the better, who knows? But everyone knows it's certainly taken a turn for the bizarre. On September 4th, 2019, Nakamura took to Twitter to announce her departure from ZeniMax and Tango Gameworks. This took everyone by surprise, as she's been the creative art director at both studios for 9 years. Dedicating almost the past decade of your life to a single studio is no small feat, and to up and leave it, to leave your brainchild, your baby, that's quite a shocking and sudden move. Interesting addendum that she added to the end of her Twitter post is the phrase, "Contact me if anyone wants to work with me," of course then linking her LinkedIn profile. This would insinuate that she doesn't have another job lined up. She's not leaving Tango and ZeniMax for some other studio or another passion project of her own. She's simply just leaving. This has led fans, critics, and industry speculatives everywhere to wonder just what's going on with Nakamura and Tango. Does this have something to do with infighting? Has she merely met with a creative disagreement? After all, it's not as if something trivial or small could lead to her leaving. However, she may have just grown tired of her time with Tango. It's honestly all up in the air, and no one is quite sure what exactly is going down. Some fans and critics in the industry say that this is no big deal. Shakeups like this happen all the time in the industry after all. Creative directors come and go all the time, but this feels so different, specifically because her E3 presentation was one of the highlights of the show, second only to Keanu Reeves' presence at the Microsoft press conference during the Cyberpunk 2077 spot. Nakamura was the talk of Twitter, and it's no denying that her presence was palpable. Her Twitter followers shot up. Videos, clips, images, memes were cropping up absolutely everywhere you looked. You couldn't escape her, and that was no problem. This really comes down to what the future of Ghostwire Tokyo is going to look like. There are a slew of possibilities, but I'd really like to examine the most likely scenarios. The first being that the game continues on development as normal. Even though Nakamura won't be directly tied to the project anymore, it's likely her vision can still be carried out by those she worked with closely at Tango Gameworks. Ghostwire likely has at least a year or two of development under its belt, so it's unlikely that Bethesda and ZeniMax would like to abandon the project anytime soon. If this is the case, we may never know what the game would have been like with Nakamura seeing the project to completion. The second option is that Ghostwire is cancelled altogether. Maybe the project just can't carry on without her vision. Maybe Shinji Mikami doesn't want to carry the project on without her vision. Regardless of the story that we may never know, though, it's important to think about the people behind these projects. Nakamura left for some reason or another, and it's important to think about her and her future endeavors instead of just the project she was working on. It's important to think about how Tango will continue on without her presence. Will the people developing the game be left in the dust? Will they be shoehorned into other projects? Or will they be allowed to carry their vision forward with the game? Only time will tell, but of course fans will be waiting eagerly and with intense scrutiny in the coming months and probably years. One important thing to note is that as of the recording of this video, Nakamura has not changed her Twitter handle from reading Tokyo Game Show 2019. She was presumably there to show off Ghostwire, so we may see more of the game there. Who knows? Maybe we find out that the game is simply too far in development to halt any progress. Maybe we find out it was almost complete. While the latter is the least likely out of essentially any possibility, anything goes. No one expected this transition, so it's likely we won't see what's coming down the pipe until it hits us. Until then, thank you for tuning into VGR, and be sure to check in for more content just like this.